tell you what, Crushed Deer is a very direct sounding title. It stands out.
Yeah.
Why Crushed Deer?
What is the name?
The name. What is a crushed deer? What does it mean to you?
I quite like the artist. I think it provokes sort of nice image, doesn't it? Of like completely people destroying music a little bit.
We're gonna play at you. There's not really much you can do about it.
Yeah.
This is quite exciting.
But also it's a society as well.
Yeah.
It's not just a. I don't want it to become a club, an exclusive club.
No.
What I want the society to be and grow into the future is a place that all artists can come and join. You know, our first event this coming Friday, we've got some people from UAL at Wimbledon showing some sculptures. So already we've proven this doesn't have to be just music. The Crushed Ear Society is maybe becoming the Crushed Eye Society as well. It's a place where all artists can kind of gather and talk and socialise.
Do you think anyone should come to this event? Do you think this event's for anyone?
Yeah. I mean, I think part of the way that we've been formatting it at the moment is to try and cater to a demographic that I think gets ignored a lot in classical music, which is younger people. You know, classical music can often be marketed to the traditional concert goer, and I think experimenting with forms, making it a more informal setting, means that there's less pressure if somebody walks in somewhere to an installation and goes, me, I hate this. They can just leave the room.
Yeah.
So it makes contemporary music more accessible because installation-based and time-based pieces mean that you can experience as much as you want and you're not stuck listening to things. But I think the social aspect will hopefully, you know, encourage people that maybe wouldn't ordinarily come and see a contemporary music gig to go, oh well, actually I'm going to go here to socialise, and then maybe they'll explore the music as well and maybe they'll discover something new.
I think that creating anything, there's an element of self-discovery. I don't even think it's necessarily an emotional one, but even a mental one. And I think when you go to create something, you're sort of traversing a new landscape, you're exploring a new architectural idea, or you're exploring something new about the sound. And I think that's interesting in itself, sort of seeing where you can take something, or starting something and not necessarily knowing where it's going to go. Sort of being allowed to be led on by your idea. really like to explore theatre. I'm sort of coming at it from an orchestral, acoustic perspective, sort of inspired by people like Burt Russell, a lot of British music. For this gig, I've written a piece for solo clarinet called Blaming the Boots for the Fall at the Feet, which is a quote from the Samuel Beckett play. And in this piece, I've really looked at exploring a sense of theatricality and for it to have a wide range of sort of characteristics and a range of drama.
I think whenever the situation is calling for me to write a piece of music, then it will just come out. And that's the best way for me to write, is to just let it happen and enjoy the process. And it could literally be anything, and that's okay. Like, the music doesn't have to say anything in particular. And whatever it does say will be specific to the moment in my life and the context of when I wrote it.
You say you try to enjoy the process. Do you always enjoy the process?
I rarely enjoy the process. It's usually quite stressful and there's a lot of doubt and anxiety. Is this idea good enough? Something's missing. This just sounds rubbish. It's not easy to write a piece of music, but then sometimes it is, and it is enjoyable, and I'll write a whole piece in an hour and be happy with it. And often it's those ones that I'll like much more than the ones that I've spent weeks agonizing over.
Hello, you're being filmed for the Crushed Ear Society. What's going on out here? What's going on out here then?
How many composers does it take to pitch a tent on AstroTurf?
Yeah.
It looks like you've got some.
To put pegs into the ground, and we don't have a ground to put the pegs into. So we are coming up with bricks and sweat.
And desperation.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It'll work. Plant pots always work nicely.
The first major issue of the Crushed Ear Society is happening here.
All falling apart.
Is this going to be your role, Sam?
This is me. I'm going to go around tonight, and the tent has died. Sadly.
It's fine. We just need some string. Where are we going to get some string from?
I'll check out that shop.
Describe it.
Two things going on. I've
That's
got
exciting.
one idea, which is playing a piece that I did last year, which is just a piece. It was a graphic score that I made in a bicycle wheel, and later on I'm going to be doing a jam with anyone who's at the party who wants to come and join in, because I want to. It's all about the traditions of Yorkshire folk music, and the traditions of Yorkshire folk music is that anyone can get involved. So it might be quite contemporary, it might not actually be very folky at all, but the idea of people getting involved means it still sticks to that tradition, and that's what's important. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens later on with that.
Great.
So my piece was just an installation based off of a small excerpt of my final, and it was just a way to showcase the sculptures that I've been making in a more close-up way, because on the night of the performance they'd been quite far away from the people in the audience. So I think it was just a way to sort of show a little snapshot of my final, but like under a magnifying glass.
How you put on a piece of music and the kind of piece of music that you can write for a gig is really different. I like quiet things, but because of the way that this works, that having a live instrument playing something really quiet, really delicate, doesn't work in potentially something that's going to be a loud social setting. So by having something that I can play through a speaker and that is essentially adjustable in volume makes it a lot easier, but also installation based means that I can spend time also, partaking in the event and socializing with people instead of presence on your teeth.
The greater the sensitivity of your finger, the deeper and more beautiful the impression.
And now, if you are nature, as we have supposed,
And if your finger is an artist,
then in the first case, he would be an impressionist.
and in the second, an expressionist.
And the result is just a kind of semi-ambient installation track that I'm hoping will be in one of the bathrooms.
Okay.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
It's rather difficult to write down on one's own finger.
But
Look here. Who actually are you?
Well, suppose you are nature.
And suppose your finger is an artist.
And suppose you put it into the orifice protected by the lips in your head.
Suppose you bite down on the finger.
And now suppose you increase the pressure.
What then?
Well, first, your teeth impress your finger.
And second, your...
The thing I've been thinking about and reading is Julian James's book, The Origin of Consciousness and the Breakdown of the Bicameral Mind. And in my piece, I'll be exploring some of the ideas and concepts that he's written in the book. Interesting is how it transforms the sound. So, I mean, it can make any sort of sound a lot more interesting, and it filters it, like especially with the microcassette, it really distorts the sound.
Jesse, please. Jesse.
Let's call the police.